Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a book review video. This one, instead of my normal like 6 to 7 books, it's just 4 books for this month. I don't know why. One of the books did take me a while to read just because I just really had a hard time getting through it. So let's start out with this Harlequin book. And this Harlequin book, it's a 2-in-1. It's a Cowboy's Instant Twins. It's by Sasha Summers and Tina Leonard. This is what it looks like. These 2 books, I really liked them. The first book was about this woman who, she's a single mother. She ends up going to this bar where she has this meeting. Well, she has this one night stand type of thing with this guy, and he really wants to be in their life just because he was friends with her husband. Her husband died. I don't remember how, but he broke the one rule, which was don't have sex with your friend's wife or girlfriend or whatever. He gets her pregnant. What else happens? He proposes marriage to her. She doesn't really see it as a marriage for love. She sees it as just a convenient marriage just because she's pregnant with his kids. The second story was really good. It was kind of had a little bit of drama in it. It was this man who he falls in love with this woman. And it's this like weird ritual or magic thing in this town where there's this race, and whoever's at the end of the race is going to be the person you end up being with. And this other woman who's kind of like the villain in town, where like her dad owns like everything in the town, was there instead of the woman he wanted. So he does all these different other races to try, and here he ends up marrying her, the girl that he likes, and they have babies. And nobody in this town knows that they were married, and he comes back to this town when this woman that is the villain of the story, she stirs the pot up a little bit, and he comes back to town, finds out that she's pregnant, and then the next day she's going to have a C-section to have them, and then they have to go on this adventure to try to get this girl back to the town because she's hanging out with these other people she shouldn't be hanging out with, and they're trying to save the town. And her family's the main character girl's like family house and haunted house and all this stuff. It was a good book. I really liked that one. I think too also was because the first book, it kind of ended weird, not like on a cliffhanger, but it wasn't the way I thought it was gonna end, if that makes any sense. And there was no real like epilogue in it or anything like that to explain, what happened after the event of the last chapter. Now, this is one of the books I had a hard time getting through. I was on the fence with this book. I thought, okay, do I read it? Do I not read it? Do I finish it? Do I not? And I really don't want to. I hate when I don't finish books. That's just like one of my things. But this one, I was on the verge of it. It's really lengthy. They repeat the same kind of stuff throughout the second half of the chapter, which is like the trial chapters or parts. There was stuff in the book that they explained, but they really didn't need to explain it because it really didn't involve anything in the story. Like, it didn't amount to anything in the storyline. This is called Death of a Doctor. It's by Carlton Smith. This is what it looks like. And basically, it's about this man who, he was a doctor. He killed this other doctor. They wanted to start this practice together, and they're trying to, the guy that killed her was trying to get it off, like, well, she was trying to have an affair with me, all this kind of stuff. She was an Indian woman, where she was in an arranged marriage at the time, because this book was written in like the early 2000s or something, but she was in an arranged marriage. She didn't like the person she was married to, all that kind of stuff. He killed her because they wanted to start this practice together, and eventually he didn't want to start it with her, and she ends up pregnant with his baby and all this stuff. But when they got to the trial part of the story, like I said, it was just constant repetitive stuff. And there's pictures halfway through this book. I don't know if this book was like, if that's just like the imagery this guy had, the author, or if this was actual case, because it says something about he used transcripts from the police or something to write this book, so maybe it was a real thing that happened. I don't know, because it never says that it is, but you never know. So this one was a book that I got because I thought it was funny. And all politics aside, I just got it because I thought it was funny, and it was a mystery book. And it's Hope Rides Again. It's by Andrew Shaffer. It's an Obama Biden mystery. This is what it looks like. And it's about, I think it's about Obama is either he's in his last term as president, or it's coming up to where Joe's going to have to decide if he's going to run for the next election. And what happens is they're at this campaign rally or some kind of thing, political thing, and Obama's phone goes missing, and this guy that it pinged to was a guy that works with them, and he ends up getting hurt on these train tracks by a train or something, and they end up finding out that he was in some kind of like cult type of thing. And the person he lived with, his aunt, said, oh yeah, like he's one of the bad boys, he's always getting into trouble. And Joe and Obama are trying to figure out who did this to him and why. It was just a really hard book to get through. I thought it was going to be funny, because I thought it was like, oh, it's a book that you would never think like would be in the world, you know what I mean, where it's like Joe Biden and Obama. It's like that's kind of funny that they're in a mystery book. And there was a mystery, this is the second one, there's a first one, but I got this book for Christmas. It came from Ollie's, and Ollie's has a lot of different type of books, but the thing that sucks is that they don't have, like, if you find a book in a series, they don't have the whole series there for you to get. So, and last but not least, I was gonna wait until around Halloween to read this book, with a tarot card book I had. This is called the Astrology Directory: Star Signs Explained for Wisdom and Success. It's by Jane Struthers. I guess that's how you say her last name. I don't know. I butcher people's last names. And I got this book from the same place that the Obama Biden book came from, Ollie's. I mean, I saw the sticker on it. I hate when stickers don't come off clean off of books, and I tried to get it off. It didn't come off. So I just left it on. This book goes through the introductory of this, where it tells you about how to use astrology, how it first started in the ancient times. It talks about interesting things about like each star sign, about it has some kind of, I forget what it's called, some kind of trait. It has its own planetary ruler, modality trait. It's like cardinal, mutable, and I forget what the other one is. I forget what the other trait is. And then it talks about the opposite signs. It talks about all the 12 different star signs, and then it goes into different things that rule over, like in your life, like each star sign, it starts with an introductory about your star sign, and then it goes into like men, women, and then children, and then the next couple parts were about like how do each star signs feel about money, how do they feel about family, how do they feel about their houses, their clothes that they wear, that type of thing. And it was a really good book. I really liked it. I read the whole thing. I just didn't read about my star sign. But that's all the books I have. I mean, I'm surprised this video is only 10 minutes long. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.